Okay, well, we should be live. So, welcome back to another daily code challenge. Although I'm really leaving it pretty late every day lately. 2 minutes to midnight here, but it's still in the day, so I made it barely. But let's do another code kata from CodeWars. And so today I think I'm going to do another JavaScript one, so we're going to look at the data reverse. Now, this is a little different than some of the other reverses because the stream of data is received and needs to be reversed, but each segment is 8 bits long, meaning the order of these segments needs to be reversed, but each byte needs to stay together. So you can't just reverse the whole array. You've got to reverse each byte. So byte 1, the first 8 characters, need to be the last 8 characters, but in the same order. So the example here shows that 4 different bytes, and we have to arrange it. So total number of bits will be a multiple of 8. So if we get a big array like this, we break them into chunks of 8 and then reverse the chunks. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can do this here. So let's start training. Okay, so what we really have to do, we gotta loop through this stuff. So we have an array of data, and then essentially what we need to do is to loop through until we have 8 bits of data, and then we need to add that to our array. So we can do a full loop this time. Let's try something a little different. So for var I in data, okay, so what we need to do is keep track of what item we have, so we make sure we don't put too much data into our byte. So we want 8 per. So let's keep track of a counter. So we'll do a bit counter. So what we do is keep track of that. So if our bit counter is less than 8, I guess it's always going to be that actually. So what we'll do is we'll set a new item into our byte. So we'll do a byte array. So as we loop through them, we're going to group our byte array, and we'll have a bit array as well. So as we go through and get the items, we'll put all our bits together until we have a byte, and once we have the byte, then we'll stick it in the byte array. So for this part here, we're going to set our bit array dot push. We're going to push the data item into the array. Then we're going to increment our bit counter. And then at the end, if our bit counter equals 8, in other words, we have a full set, then we're going to push. We're going to do byte array actually add it here. So we'll make a new function. We'll say add bits to byte array. So what we do is we're going to pass in our bit array, and that function will take care of that. And once we do that, we're going to set our bit counter back to 0, so we can get through the next set of 8 bits to get our bytes. So we'll loop through. As we go through, we keep pushing all the bit array in. Oh, we got to empty our bit array as well. So we do that. We'll do bit array equals empty array again. Okay. So for every item, so the first item, we put it in the bit array, increment the counter, go back second, third, all the way till we get to 8. Once we get to 8, then we're going to add those bits in our bit array into our byte array. Then we're going to reset our bit array, reset the counter, and keep going. So that'll just keep going through the for loop until we got everything done. Now we need to use our function here, which is actually going to do the work. So that's going to take the bit array and the byte array, so in here we're going to pass the bit array and the byte array, and then after the for loop we need to make sure we return the byte array. Okay, so now what we have to do here is we have to actually add those items to the array. So okay, now I gotta remember JavaScript, what's the best way to prepend. So I'm gonna cheat here. Unshift. I got a little helper in the corner there, so thank you. So unshift puts it first.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we do byte array dot unshift an item, it's going to put it first in the array. Now we are reversing things, so basically as we get the bytes of all the bits in our byte ready, we're going to put them in, but we have to loop over our bit array to put the items in the byte array. So what we're going to do is do another for loop, but this time we're going to do var I equals 8, and then while I is less than, or sorry, greater than 0, and just greater than or equal to 0. So we'll start at 7. We'll do I minus minus. The reason we have to do this backwards is if we don't, we're going to have it completely reversed, and we don't want it completely reversed. Each batch of bits needs to be in the right order. The bytes themselves are going to be in different order. So let's see if this works here. So in our bit array, we want to unshift into the byte array. So we're going to pass bit array I, and so what it's going to do is going to keep putting them in front of each other, working reverse. So I think that should work. So let's see all my syntax errors, because I'm sure there's plenty. And because we're passing by reference, or are we passing by reference in JavaScript?
I believe so.
I think so. I believe so. Let's run some sample tests and see how bad this is. Oh my gosh, it worked.
Woo!
That's scary. No syntax errors, no logic errors. It's after midnight and I got it to work. Let's attempt it. I'm kind of curious, see if this works. And then we can see how crazy everybody else's looks. Oh my gosh, that actually worked. Wow. Okay, so let's submit this. Looking at this, obviously, I could probably clean things up a little bit. I like having these nice, meaningful names though. Looping through the data like this, adding, so pushing puts it at the end of the array. We're using plus plus for incrementing. So nothing too special, just some basic grinding. The hard part is understanding what it needs to be done and making sure we loop the right way, because obviously if we had looped positively here, then we would have put them in the complete reverse order, and we don't want that. So pretty simple, but let's see what everybody else did. Well, there we go. So that's pretty slick. So they've got data, they're passing it in, they've got an array of bytes for I equals 0. Oh, they're doing a data slice. So they're doing an unshift with a data slice for I and I plus 8. So they're just keep moving the data. So they're unshifting but moving the data, unshifting, moving the data. That's pretty clean. Although looking at this, I would not know what it's trying to do. So again, someone's doing the spread operator with some data slicing. Pretty much the same thing here. This top one here, this reverse.join and split and map. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. So they're basically making it to a string, then grabbing 8 characters at a time, and then reversing. That's a good way to do it. So they basically turn it from an array into a string, and then they're matching based on 8 characters at a time, and then they're reversing all the elements. So they're taking 8 element chunks, reversing them, then joining them, and then splitting them, and then mapping them. Well, that works. I'm not sure if you need to join and then split and then map right after, but that's pretty neat. So cool. Most of these look pretty similar. A lot of people using data.slice, so I guess I'm weird for not doing that. Here's another one here using the strings, which does make sense. So here they're matching 8 characters at a time. Well, someone's got to reduce. Like concatenating their reduce. Interesting. So I definitely don't win at Code Golf, but it got the job done, so I guess that works. Most of these are pretty interesting to read. I think mine's a little more clear, but that's what happens when you play Code Golf here. So anyway, it's very interesting. Like seeing different options. I never thought about using the slice like that. I did think about using a list, array to list, because it's usually a pretty easy way to work with things if it's a big string. But pretty cool. Now they got splits. Wow. Very interesting. So anyways, another short little code out of here. Slowly adding my points up, still at 170. I think we got to try and tackle some tougher ones next. Maybe tomorrow we'll hit something bigger. So anyways, short and sweet, but thanks everybody for signing in and checking it out. Hope you guys have a great day, and let me know how you do. Have a good one.